welcome back. This is Funky Old Ride. Behind me we have a regular RV, and we're gonna be turning it into a delicious masterpiece. So come on with me. I think this is episode 4. I know it is, right? Let's see what we've done so far. We've got the ceiling complete. We've got a lot of the walls already put up, looking delicious, looking really flavorful. We've got a lot of work to do today, this episode, and we're gonna also be doing the cabinets. We've got a shipment of lights and delicious trinkets coming in today, so we'll probably save that for the next episode. Let's get to it. Right now, you and I together, come on. Right, we've got our first sheet of fur, looking good, we're feeling good. It's a new day, and it's time to get some flavor going on really fast. You guys know the deal. We're gonna get some quick flavor going on. So right off the bat, let's do it. I'm liking that right there. We're already getting staples up on the wall. We've got so many beautiful places to see, so many beautiful people to meet. Tell me where I should go, guys. Down in the comments, just paint me a picture of where the beauty is at. We're gonna have art to sell. We're gonna have all sorts of fun stuff going on, and I want to bring it to you guys live. We're gonna have a blast doing it. We're gonna have some fun collaborations along the way. I'm so pumped up. We're out of staples. Gotta love that. So just let me know down in the comments. Tell me, hey, Moody, come through to me, come through here, come through there. You gotta check this place out. You gotta check that place out. Do you have a vehicle that you want me to do? I'll do it for you, right? I wanna do some really fun projects. You wanna get a little taste of what I got going on? Let's do it together. Right now, we're gonna make this place look immaculate. Check that out, that's looking delish. All right, now time for another sheet. We didn't get any scraps on that one, so let's go get some more. Let's do it. That way we'll stretch that bottom piece and then we'll have some scraps to work with. We're gonna need to cut this way down to size. So let's see, right there, and I'll be happy. Right, where's those trusty scissors? There they are. Let's get this sheet going on. Let's do it. We're liking that right there. It's what we need to do. Just some quick staples. We got a whole wall done. Check that out. We're loving that. Wow, this is starting to come together. So we're definitely gonna try and get this going on underneath here. I'm hoping I have enough of this fur here. That's gonna be important. Is that gonna stretch across perfectly? That would be nice. If that would be nice. Will it? It won't. All right, well, then we're not gonna do it. I got a piece there, piece over, piece here. Let's see, that's just a little too much. About right there. We'll do that. We'll make a couple of slices here and we'll have some good scraps. So now we'll get another measurement going on. We should try and wrap that. So let's just do that about right there. You gotta eyeball. You can break out the measuring tape as much as you want, but I like to eyeball things. I like to do this quick as possible. I don't like to mess around. I like to get it going on. I do. So back at it. We want this place to just blow you away. And what's really gonna come in and look just delicious is when I start getting these lights going on. You guys are in trouble. The flavor that you could just savor. So stick with me here, follow along, subscribe, give me a share with your friends. Can we together? Can we do it? I think we can. We got the wrap perfectly. We love to see things come together. Got some extra cushion on here because I've already hit my head a few times. You know what I mean, man? Check that out. We're looking good. Again, when the cameras aren't rolling, I'll be able to just work on all this and all that fun stuff. So I'm not too worried about anything here. Is that too much of a curl? Not really, but let's cut this down to size, bada bing, and we'll have another little tiny scrap to work with. These little scraps are gonna be perfect because I wanna get this done. This denim blue is a real tasty flavor. I'm really liking how that's coming out. So let's do it. Here we go. We can sneak this in right here. I'm liking that idea. Let's see if we can make that work. Let's see. Oh, I gotta use 2 hands. My fingers are cramping up, man. Get yourself a staple gun that is just easy to pull. If you're gonna be working on a lot of fur, it's worth it. Let me tell you. Check that out. Now that speaker is sunk into the wall. Really cool stuff. I am out of staples. Wow. We're definitely cruising through them. We got ourselves a jam. No, we've got our wall done. How about that? This might be perfect sizing. Yes, it is. We are blessed. Check that out. Looking really tasty. Gotta make sure we wrap it around nicely. Not easy to get the perfect shot. No, missed again. That's gonna work. We got this long strip here. Let's see if that'll fill up nicely. I know it won't stretch across perfectly, but we can make it work as time goes on. Get another strip and bada bing, just like that. That is gonna be perfect. We like it. So we do it, we run with it immediately. We don't mess around. I like to get to it. All right now. Man, that was close. It's gonna need a little strip. Almost looked like there's a little mold on there. I don't think it is. At least it's hard. It's dry, so whatever. We like the mold. We're gonna do this, but we're gonna do it a different color. So maybe we just get a little strip. Let's try that out. Let's see what we think about that. Come on now. We got another strip. We got ourselves another strip here. Now let's see what we can do. Come on with it. About right there. All right, where's that staple gun? Where is that thing? I'm already losing stuff in here. Just imagine when this thing is all fur. I'm gonna be completely lost. We like to get a little lost now. All right, let's get to stapling. All right, now, this is just coming out really nicely. We're gonna need a little cut there to make that look nice. Want everything to be cohesive. So, make a little cut, bada bing, it's good. Check that out. That just fell right out. Oh, man, it's a workout. All right, check that out. Oh, does it not close now? Yeah, it closes, don't you worry. You get your privacy going on still in there. All right, now we got this extra little strip. I'm thinking just running right down there. I think that's a pretty good idea. If I do say so myself. Come on, get nice little staples going on there. Come on now, here we go. Bada boom, we've got another panel. There it is, just like that. Check that out. Make that look nice. Oh, we're out of staples. All right. Guys, we are making this place look delicious. We're not gonna have fur over here by the fire, but we're gonna have fur all around it. You best believe that. All right, how about that? I'm liking it. Definitely get a different color going on for the door, so that's gonna be tasty. Let's get another 9-inch panel here and get that going on. And that's gonna fill that pretty decently. Where's my measuring tape? We are running out of denim here. Right, back at it again here. Quick, easy. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. Get it cut about right there. Where's those scissors at? These scissors are starting to get dull on me. I left them out in the rain one time. I messed up big time. I messed up really big, but that's all right. We're just working with what we got. So, here we go. That's gonna be a nice little panel right there. We're in for a nice little tasty treat here. Obviously need to get a little slice going on right here. There we go. Now that's no problem. Oh, we gotta go in here now. This is why, hey, if this wasn't busted down, I'd be having a hell of a time. You remember when I busted this whole thing down? That just worked out in my favor. I don't like those staples. Gotta be careful of that. That's all right. Quick little, I don't wanna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Check this out. Bada bing. We got ourselves a panel. We got ourselves a wraparound. How about that? Now, gotta try and fill this space in. And look at there. That's gonna be perfect. Is that not perfect or what? That's why I like having these scraps to fill in some unwanted spaces. Just give it a little rub, blend it in. That's what you gotta do. That's looking tasty. How about that, right? I definitely will try. I'm gonna try and get the denim going on, filling up the rest of this side right here. I'm gonna try and fill up this last space with the denim. And then I would like to do right here. Obviously we need to get this going on right here. This piece, maybe we do this panel right here. But more importantly, I'd like to have this done, right? I'd like to have that. I did want to have the denim going on right here, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it work. I really don't. So that's kind of an issue, but that's all right because we've got other fur. Simple as that. Now let's get a measurement. I think what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna just go ahead and measure this little tiny space right here. I'd like to go ahead and get these completed. I think I'd like that. So I don't even care if this doesn't get completed because I could get some other fur going on, but I would like to have the denim on these panels. So let's just go ahead and do that. What are we working with? 2.5 inches. That's gonna do it. I'll be back. There we go. I wish I would have made that just a little bit bigger. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. So that being said, that's gonna be an X-nay on that. But what we will do is we'll get a nice stretch going on like this. What do you think about that? I think that's gonna look nice. Bada bing. Now we've got an idea. You make a mistake, you work with what you got. Oh, that was almost there. Almost perfect, but that's all right. We do have a little bit more. Should have enough to complete this. Complete everything that I really want. If you can dream it, you can have it. And you can mark my words on that. Go ahead down in the comments, tell me your dreams. It's looking tasty. I'm loving it, you're loving it, we're loving it. Now, let's get an actual measurement here going on because I want to wrap it around. That's what I should have done to begin with. So, let's just bend it. I don't even care. 4.5 is what we'll do. All right. Alrighty, let's get to it. That is much better. So, cut that to size. Where's those trusty scissors? Got ourselves a piece. Now let's work with it. Right a staple. Do love it. Come on now. There we go. Guys, we're fired up. Coming together. The dream is happening. That's looking tasty right there. I'm liking that. Let's do another. About right there. So, this is just coming together. I'm loving it. So, another bang, another bada boom. How about that? Right. That is looking fluffy delicious. Now let's do, already got one good size one. That's gonna fit more perfect right there. So, let's do a little of this. Once again, we'll cut it down to size. And we're left with a little tiny strip. Little tiny scrap. Whew. It's hard work right here. This is what we live for. All right. Yep. That's staple one right there. Is that not perfect or what? How about that? Yes, please. Can we get a little curl on that? No, not really. Not very well. We don't want too many staples sticking out. If it don't work, try again. Now, got this little piece. Where's that gonna go? Where's that gonna wind up? Any little tiny... This is why I love it. This is what I do. Just can't make this stuff up. Check this out. Gosh, little hole, but we'll just rip that. And we'll do it again until it's right. Check that out. That needs some work. How about that? I'm loving it, you're loving it, we're doing it. Come on. All right. Wow, everything's flowing pretty nicely. We need a few little strips. I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that, but more importantly, I need to fill this space right here. So how much are we talking? About a 4-inch pinch? Let's do it. So we got the last of our denim fur, decent little bit. So first things first, let's fill that space underneath. That's a must. That right there is a must. So quick staples, quick love. What do we got? Is this gonna be good for that? That is. So let's do it now. Ooh, we didn't do this panel. That might be a must, but let's see what we're working with here before we start getting ahead of ourselves. Delicious. Let's do the other side. I got a little bit of extra, so we don't need it. Let's cut it. We want things to somewhat be cohesive, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just a little cohesive and we're happy, right? That's tricky to get into. That is tricky, but we're making it work right there. Love to see it. Love to do it. That's what I'm talking about. This radio does work. You gotta love that. Got FM radio, come on. Hey Jewel, 99.3. Favorite channel, check that out. We're loving that, we're digging it. We got a little patch, but we're gonna save that. What do we got? Any little tiny patches that we could just fill in? Not really. So, we'll just have to throw it off to the side and find another good place for it. And that's all right. So, since we got this, oh, it is not going to fill that wall. That is a bummer. How about underneath here? Is that going to fill nicely? Nope. So we're left with a couple of weird pieces. I'd like to be able to do in this one, So let's see if we could fill this spot back here and then see what we're working with. That's looking good right there. This is my favorite part. Everything's come together. Everything's looking pretty tasty. I'm getting excited. You're getting excited. This place is gonna be quite the show to show you. All right, panel, let's do it. We're left with a little bit of a funky patch there. Not gonna lie, I'm not liking that fully, but we're gonna roll with it. I have to, and hopefully it'll work out in the end for us. That's what I'm hoping for. 3 staples left in this sheet. Don't you worry, I got plenty more staples. That was it. All right, this ain't looking too bad. I'm not unhappy with that by any means, because that just hangs down. That's kind of nice. All right, let's get another panel. All right, now, what are we working with? Working with a little sheet right there, so let's do it. Cut that. I'm liking the way that's looking. But right there, we'll need another cut. Not a full cut, but a little cut. And looks like, no, we're gonna make that work right there. Check that out. Check that out. I'm liking that. Maybe another little panel right there. What do you think about that? You know what? So we're gonna need to try and do that for sure. Well, no, we don't need to. Actually, now that I think about it, we really don't have to. We've got plenty of fur to go around here. I've got other fur coming in, loading quick. Now, how's that? Oh, that's perfect. Loving to see that right there. That is perfect. So let's do it. Give a little slice, just enough to tear. Look at that right there. Fits perfectly. And how about that? Just like that. Now, if we slice it in half, let's just do that and see what we're working with here. Those are gonna give us a nice little scraps to fill in that space nicely right there. See what I'm seeing? Man, we got a little tiny bit of that fur left. We didn't get as much done as we would have liked to with this fur, but everything happens for a reason. You gotta have faith in that. Check that out right there. That's a flavor. Little patch there. Let's see what we can do. Can we do something with it? All right there. I think this is gonna work perfectly like I imagined it. Let's get a quick slice. Another quick measurement. About right there. Liking the way that's looking. Here we go. Right there and right there. One more. Check that out. Nice. Loving it. We're loving it now. Come on. Yes, please. That is perfect. Give a little staple right there. Boom. And now we're in for a treat. Oh, we got a little tiny patch left. What can we do with it? I would like to do that. I think I would. I'm not gonna lie there. I think I would, but I don't necessarily need to. So, any other spot. This spot is itching for a little piece here. So, that being said, let's cut off a little slice. That's what I'm talking about. We've got a little piece for something else, and we've got this to just blend on in. And now we got a fun little patch. And now with this, we go over here and a bada bing to fill that little space in that I keep seeing that I don't like. All right? Come on. Love it, I love it. Let's do it. Wow. Now, I've got some Mongolian fur that I was gonna do on the seats. Just focus on the walls. We'll get underneath here. We'll get underneath there. We'll do this. We'll try and get this panel. We'll try and do these little panels up there. That's what we'll try and work on right now. I think I'd like to do that. I think that's what I would like to do. So, let's get a measurement. All right, we've got our Mongolian. Take a look at that. How about that? That's pretty flavorful. So, let's get to it. This is gonna be a tricky part right here because I'm gonna have to get underneath. I'm gonna have to unscrew things and all that good stuff. So let's just set this stuff, this breakable stuff, right on up here. Let's get in. Let's just dive right into it. The drill, literally, these lights are not gonna be easy to put back in by any means, but we're gonna do the best we can. Get that. And we do have a plug right there as well, so we're gonna need to pay attention to that. Try and get an opening for that. Trying to get these screws back in. Here we go. Let's just start diving in. That's what we gotta do. You don't stress about things, you just do it, baby. Look at that. That is a cool combo. Got a lot of really fun colors. Let's see if we can get it stable right there. And we can. Already diving into the fun part here. Can I get a good angle? Let's see if we could just go ahead. Let's find that hole. Let's get it through. Poke on through. Rip a little hole. Pass that sucker through. Yep. That's how you get it done. Right there. That's how you get it done. We forgot about that already. Where's those trusty scissors at? This gets to be the tricky part when you're going around outlets and whatnot. But maybe we could get lucky and poke a big enough hole to where we could work around it. All right, I think that's gonna do it. We're gonna make that work. Not a problem. Not for me. Now, all right, doesn't have to be pretty to start, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have these plug-in outlets that extend out, right? So no fur is gonna be touching it. We don't have to worry that much. All right, we're getting to it, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting to it. Here we go. Find that, poke a hole, rip a hole. There we are. Check that out. Is that cool or what? What? Look at that. Bada bing. Wow. So now, next, I'm thinking this little stretch across right underneath here. I think that's gonna do it for us. What we'll do is we'll stretch a little bit down and we'll get 24 inches. That's what we'll work with. Now, see how well that's gonna stretch across. I think that'll stretch across pretty nicely. Yep, real nice. Love to see it. Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. It's working out perfect. A little strip that we could cut off. Wow, so this is coming out pretty nicely. Better than I could have hoped, honestly. It's not an easy pull. So we got a little more, and we make it an easy one. Man, I could have went down a little bit further, but got out. Wow. Can we do a workaround? I think we can. And we're gonna check that out. How cool is that? All right. Wow, I am loving it. Now, to this side, we've got this to think about and a little extra over there as well. So what are we working with here? 11 inches. Let's get to it. All right, this is gonna be it for this episode after I do this strip. So take a little break, take a little breather, get back to it eventually. But this is gonna fill out nicely. We gotta let batteries charge, all that fun stuff. So we're gonna end it, and you guys can tune in next week to see the finish, the really tasty stuff. What I am gonna do off camera, I'm gonna get done some of that little tedious stuff. I'm just gonna have to do it. So that being said, let's get to this and let's see where we're at. First things first, we're gonna need to unscrew things. Where's my screw gun? Where did I put that screw gun? I do not know. What the heck? There it is, I found it. Let's unscrew this. These are gonna be hard to put back in. I'm not looking forward to that, but just gotta work with what you got. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. I'd like for it to be easy. It's never the case. It's always a challenge. But when you're willing to put the work in for something magical, it's worth it. It's really worth it. We could staple over this because this is a non-working outlet, I believe. It's just a telephone wire. Let's grab a tool and see. Well, the best tool I found is a wine bottle opener. So that don't work. So we'll just staple right on over it. That's what we'll do. It's already toasty. Gotta love that. And it's only gonna get hotter with this fur. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you. Right off the bat, we just need to cut this thing right down the middle. I'm feeling staples. All right, so we are doing it. Gonna need another hole. So let's poke another hole if we can. This Mongolian fur is thick. There we go. Slide that on through, just like so. We'll get back to stapling. No, we won't, because we're out of staples. All right now. Wow, looking mighty tasty in here. That's it. Funky Old Ride, episode 4.